Okay, it's me, Joey Only, Caribou Weather Dude, here once again, talking about today's fire threat in British Columbia. All the weather details you could possibly need for the BC interior right now. I'm just going to share this quickly. Stop on by to Interior Weather and Wilderness Watchers, this group I run. It's got 15,000 people. If you haven't joined Interior Weather and Wilderness Watchers, please do. Stop by, share the link, and ask a question in the chat. Okay, that's on. Yeah, so today I've been saying, well, I've known for well over a week that today was the day, but I didn't start talking about it till Saturday because I like to be correct and not just say things out of the blue way in advance. Be like, yo, I think something crazy is going to happen. And then, models adjust. But I was pretty sure right off the bat that we were going to see a situation that was kind of like 2017, 18, and 21 in that dry thunderstorms are going to possibly start some fire. There's already been a lot of lightning this morning. It started in Salmon Arm area in the Shuswap early. There was lots of reports of thunderstorms going on. Let's have a look, though, right now. Already, Environment Canada has issued severe storm watches for a bunch of places in BC. I'm just going to hit the share screen here. So here's where we are at 11:42. As you can see, lightning in BC. Just want to move this bar down. I think my kids are coming in. So this is the storm here, this big red blotch that started quite a ways. It's now in the Revelstoke area. It started quite a ways to the west of it this morning. Everyone in Salmon Arm. Hey, I'm live streaming right now for a few minutes. Why don't you guys keep playing? Give me 10. One second, everybody. Okay. Okay, back to this. Upstairs, though, then, please. I just need a few minutes. I thought the kids were going to go outside to play. They just left, and they came right back in. So that's how it is, being a dad. Okay, so we had this bunch of storms that started over in Salmon Arm this morning and have now moved over to Revelstoke area. Now we got some popping up in southern BC. Certainly, those are the threat areas in through Kootenay Lake, etc. That does not mean that we will not have more widespread activity as the day goes on. In fact, I'm counting on it. So let's talk about that. Okay, so this is annoying on the Environment Canada website. Well, another thing that's annoying is that we don't have radar in most of BC right now. So that's definitely frustrating for anybody. I guess maybe the geniuses at Environment Canada thought that because the winter and the road conditions in BC, that maybe having the radars down in the middle of the summer was more acceptable. We can more easily watch on satellite and with lightning detection what storms are doing. We don't get a whole lot of tornadoes and things like that, but it's been very hard for us to watch developments and really know what's going on out there from the amateur perspective, especially when we're not being given access to information. So now we have on the Environment Canada website, we see that BC's all lit up. It's the battle board. Most of this is heat warnings. So when you first look at the map and you're like, oh yeah, everything's red, then you have to kind of go in here and poke around and start seeing. So I wish there was a more a simpler way to. Anyways, so thunderstorm watches are for Arrow Lakes, Slocan Lakes, East Columbia, high country, especially Trans-Canada Pass there, Rogers Pass, Eagle Pass, East Kootenay, Elk Valley, those places closer to Alberta. Alberta might see severe thunderstorms today. I don't think we're going to see severe in that. There's a definition of what is severe and what is class not severe. So BC probably won't see if severe conditions. Maybe some of those storms will push on it or have moments of severe conditions, but Alberta is looking at getting severe thunderstorms today. That's the kind that can, make large hail damaging winds, tornadoes, all that kind of stuff. Severe thunderstorm watch for Kootenay Lake. Severe thunderstorms watch for Shuswap. That's again Trans-Canada. West Columbia, West Kootenay, Yoho, Kootenay Park. So you are close enough to Alberta that you're sharing in some of that lovely and possibility. And here's what Environment Canada says. Conditions are favorable for the development of severe thunderstorms. Lightning can cause injuries and hail can hit you in the face. Watch out for slipping on slippery roads and, do your best to not mess yourself up. Okay, 4 people are watching the stream. Right on. So that's that. If you want a bit more of an in-depth analysis, here we have over the Mountain Blog at Avalanche Canada right now. It's got some really good updates always. Our long duration heat wave has released its grasp over northern BC. However, elsewhere over the province will still be heat possible as being felt at the surface. So heat is down low, a little bit colder air aloft. Maybe that's part of our trigger for some of these thunderstorms. The continuation of this hot weather is expected to continue into the weekend. They didn't just say continuation and continue in the same sentence there, editors. This weather is expected to continue into the weekend as we are seeing an exceptionally strong thermal ridge of high pressure anchored over the southern half of the province. This will likely last into BC Day long weekend. This ridge has and will continue to result in temperatures likely in the high 30s and locally reaching 40 degrees over the southern interior today. Very hot weather, dry, fire growth is going to happen. Expect that. When you see fires nearby and suddenly they're really putting out a lot of smoke and they really happen, and don't start posting on the internet how BC wildfire isn't doing their job. These are blow up days. That's what happens when the weather gets this hot. And for the most part, what you do is you try to have control lines in place well ahead of time, knowing that this is the forecast 3, 4, 5, 6 days in advance. And when it's doing what it does, you kind of stand back and go, okay, let's not die. Heat warnings for BC are ongoing and can be viewed at Environment Canada on that page we were just looking at there. In addition to the threat of heat-related illness, the threat of isolated lightning strikes over the BC interior this afternoon, that's already begun, alongside prolonged hot conditions we are witnessing, means there exists a real threat of fire danger. How much do you care about that? It's going to cool down. Let's just say at the bottom. Moving into next week, we're heading into an upper trough pattern where conditions should be wetter than normal, and the primary concern will be thunderstorm activity. Cooler and a little wetter, that should help the fire picture. So here's this morning. We got low pressure off the Alaska coast. Got showers up here, bordering into Yukon, trying to push into Northwest Territories. Fort Nelson, we've had some lightning up there over the night. Here in the BC interior, well, here's this arrow pointing at isolated showers. That started early. This is supposed to be about 5 a.m. This map shows. He says right there, Friday, 5 a.m. Isolated showers. Well, now they've pushed closer into Revelstoke area. Some of these little green blotches here of moisture, they've been starting to pop up in the mountains as little thunderstorm cells already today. This morning at 5 a.m., there was a zonal flow aloft that went west to east. The southern 2/3 of BC will be similar to previous mornings with high and low temperatures in the high teens to low 20s. chance of showers over the Caribous this morning. Didn't see anything like that here. Nope. As we glide further north into the precipitation band previously over northwestern BC, it'll be over northern BC and the North Rockies this morning. The triple point between Yukon, BC, Northwest Territories looks to be the most active in the precipitation for intensity. This band will be slow to move as there's no significant force moving it. Therefore, Fort Nelson and Fort St. John should see occasional showers this morning. That's good news for you. Yukon, weak ridging over Alaska will cause remnant cloud cover to dissipate, except over extreme southern sections such as Teslin and Watson Lake. It'll be very cloudy, low chance of showers. Okay, here's today's 5 p.m. map that Avalanche Canada puts out. Here we see isolated or occasional showers, risk of thunderstorm. Very likely where these severe thunderstorm watches have been issued in southeastern BC. Now looking at Caribou, Kamloops, South Caribou, maybe. Going to see some thunderstorm cells pop up there. So start paying attention when you see clouds starting to grow early in the day. What are they doing? Watch them. The taller they get, the meaner they're getting. You can often pick one and be like, that's the guy. It's going to eat up the clouds around it eventually. And then up through the Peace Country, you might have occasional thunderstorm. The fire risk has still been pretty high up there. Anyone chatting in the chat? Nope. If you have anything to say, though, feel free. For anyone watching, please like, please share, tell people I'm trying to grow this channel. Subscribing really helps. And you can also leave a tip down there. You can buy me a coffee or something like that. So thank you for supporting the channel. Back to business. This afternoon, 5 p.m., here's the main threat that everyone's very concerned about, which has already apparently begun to produce some lightning in southern BC. And we have got some reports of fires that have popped up. I don't know much about it. I hear local fire departments in the Salmon Arm area have responded to a few strikes, maybe. I wish I had more information, so I don't want to say much from what I remember. I looked at some pictures and I remember the posts. And maybe when we come back to in a few minutes, when we go look at those posts, I'll get the actual details on some of those fire starts. I can only do one thing at a time here. The upper ridge will begin to transition and start to break down. The influence of a continental tropical air mass will still be felt where daytime high temperatures in the southern interior remain in the high 30s. A weak upper air signature will move through southern BC, so there exists a signature of showers and isolated thunderstorms, primarily over southeastern BC this afternoon. Further north, unsettled conditions will persist where showers and an elevated risk of thunderstorms over the Peace region can be expected. Fair weather in the Yukon. Here's our thunderstorm outlook. Potential. So this is valid till Saturday. Issued by Environment Canada. So you may see in Fort St. John area and north of, maybe even Dawson Creek there, you might get 1 to 2 centimeters of hail. You might see 20 to 25 millimeters of rain, scattered thunderstorms, some strong winds associated. And then outside of that, you have that's the moderate risk. Some of those storms could become moderately strong, potentially severe. B, the rest of the province, even though we're not concerned about necessarily the severity now already, they're wrong on A because we've got severe storm watches issued. So the air mass and this thunderstorm development already in southeastern BC has been enough for Environment Canada to issue the severe thunderstorm watch. So this map's a little bit wrong, but I mean, they mostly have got it right as to where to expect things to happen, right? So if we can just imagine this bottom corner is now yellow as well. So, but the threat, it's not like we're worried about tornadoes. We're worried about dry lightning. And whether there's a ton of thunderstorm activity going on, it doesn't need to be a ton of thunderstorm activity. It can be 10 or 15 little popcorn cells come up on a few different mountaintops and start 10 or 20 or 30 different fires, early in the afternoon. So they start responding to that. Well, then you get more in the afternoon after that. It's like, so the snowball effect of lightning flashing around outside the core of rain is always, you know, where these big fire days have happened in the past. So I've been kind of putting the alarm bells out here on my YouTube channel, been putting it out on Interior Weather and Wilderness Watchers. I've been putting it around, and now with my new role in Valley TV News, we're just kind of getting it all figured out with the station, Cache Creek, Ashcroft, and how that's going to work. So eventually, I'll be doing this kind of stuff for Valley TV News as well, and that's really exciting. Right now, the information is more important than figuring out how to sort it on which channel to put it on and how to do reports for both. So we're still getting there with Valley TV News, but look forward to that. For now, this will have to satisfy both interests. Preliminary thunderstorm outlook. Risk of isolated thunderstorms everywhere south and southeast of Prince George. Additional risk of isolated thunderstorms in Terrace to Peace region and Fort Nelson. Areas over Fort St. John have an elevated risk of hazards. Some include 25 millimeters of heavy downpours, 80 kilometers an hour winds, and gusts, and up to 2 centimeters large hail. And yeah, gonna stay hot in southern BC. So this is the Avalanche Canada, avalanche.ca. And on there's a weather forecast. They have all these different wonderful maps. Very helpful. And the more you look at them and read them, the more they make sense. The more you start saying to yourself, wow, I know something here. Go back to lightning danger today. See, so yeah, these cells are multiplying a little bit right down the very southeast part of the province. Looks like, areas around. I hate this map sometimes because you have to look at rivers and roads and start guessing. So if you're in Cranbrook and Kimberley, Fernie, you're definitely Elkford, you're definitely in some of that lightning there. And then what's the name of that town at the bottom of Highway 3 at the Salmo Creston Pass? Looks like something down near the Creston area there too, perhaps. These lightning maps are difficult because it's just sort of a broad picture and doesn't put names and stuff. And I just think that Environment Canada becomes such an awesome resource for everyone, especially in times of climate change. Harper government kicked a lot of money, cut a lot of money out of it. I just haven't seen the money get put back in, and I feel like some of what they're offering us compared to like what Australia has for their weather service or the United States gets, it's kind of scant in ways, right? So I'm not trying to harp on, and it's definitely not the forecasters are great. Everyone who works there really cares what they're doing. The government's just got to pony up, pay a lot more money, get this show on the road, because Environment Canada that should be where everyone looks to. They shouldn't have to be looking at Joey Only the Caribou Weather Dude. They shouldn't have to be going to Weather Network. They should have a weather reporting service nationally that is very detailed. Going back to public alerts, just look at that heat threat for BC again today. So we're going to have two different, basically two different heat warnings. I'm sure most of you know this by now. 35 to 40 degrees if you're in Okanagan Valley, Similkameen, Fraser Canyon, Nicola, South Thompson, Shuswap, Boundary, Arrow Lake, Slocan Lake, West Kootenay, Kootenay Lake, East Kootenay, Cranbrook, and West Columbia. So very hot there. And we got thunderstorms. Not a lot of rain. Definitely, and Southeast Fire Center has been where so far most of the activity has been for fires this season. Even though the Lytton one so far has got everyone really talking, most of the fire starts have been in Southeast Fire Center. This heat down there and this lightning today, very concerning. So that's what we're going to be watching for. And I may do several live streams today as we get more information. So yeah, as you know, it's hot. And then Caribou and other places, what do we got here? 29 to 35 degrees today. Morning low at 14. So that's for North Columbia, Kinbasket, North Thompson, 100 Mile, Chilcotin, Caribou, Prince George, Stewart, Nechako, Yellowhead, Bulkley, Valley Lakes District, McGregor, and Williston. BC government put out this press release yesterday. Be prepared for risk of wildfires over the long weekend. Sustained high temperatures throughout BC this week have increased the potential for wildfires. Residents, travelers, campers, be prepared for wildfire and heat. Have an emergency plan. Stay informed. BC Wildfire Service is monitoring these changes, making preparations with strategic aviation and crew placements. Of note is the potential for lightning when the current weather pattern changes, which is going on today. Wildfire prevention is a shared responsibility. Category 2 and 3 fires are prohibited right now. If you're caught doing that, burn a bunch of your brush, they'll shoot you and then drag your corpse to court, and then everyone will point at you. The whole province will hate you, and you'll be in the Vancouver Sun for sure. Okay, if you haven't already, remove branches, leaves, pine needles, and other combustible material from your roof, your gutters, and balconies if you're living in these fire zones. Your doorways, your window sills. Pay attention to corners and tight spots where debris tends to gather. It's a big problem here at my house because I have a lot of debris. Mow grass within 10 meters of your home regularly to a height of 10 centimeters. I haven't mowed my grass this year, so do as I say, not as I do. If you have a deck with crawl space beneath it, clear combustibles. Create a 1.5 meter non-combustible zone around your buildings by raking or sweeping down the mineral soil, rock, concrete, any propane tanks, explosives, and wood piles. If you have explosives, maybe keep them 10 meters from your house. If they're very explosive, maybe. If you have dynamite, keep your dynamite, not in the house. Keep your dynamite next to the propane tank. All-terrain vehicle riders, don't take any chances today. Stay on trails, Evacuations, everybody, please follow the instructions of local authorities. I know that's a really hard one sometimes, and maybe I'm not very popular for saying that, but when things get really bad, somebody has to know the bigger picture, and we got to keep it as simple as we can for everybody, right? So follow the instructions. That's a tough one. You may have to make your own choice. You may have the ability to save your place, you think. Do you have experience doing such? Is there anyone who can back you up? What happens if you start losing? If you're under an evacuation order, it means you must leave the area. That's what they want. By not leaving, you risk the health and safety of you and your family, but also first responders who are going to have to come get you. So I've been wildland firefighter many seasons in BC, and it's a good possibility, at least, that I might be one still again this summer if this outbreak blows up, right? The last thing we want to do is put ourselves into danger for you. No one needs to die. I know it's your home. I know but it's for the most part, it's just trees. Homes will grow back, and trees we can rebuild. Prepare for your households for hazards. Have a household plan. Thinking about your friends and family who may be able to have shelter and support. It's like have 3 different places in mind that you can go. If these 2 highways are cut off, well, my uncle lives 2 hours that way. Have a plan, right? This is all stuff that you should know by now because you've been living in British Columbia through many fire seasons. make your if you're going to the back country, make sure you have a trip plan. Be careful. There's a high risk of wildfire throughout the province. There's been incidents this summer requiring wildfire service support for rescue of hikers. So this calls for the diversion of helicopters from the fire line and may challenge progress on fire suppression efforts. So then a call has to be made: do we go and rescue these people, or do we hold fast here? We only have so many helicopters, we only have so much resources, and suddenly we got to pull a helicopter off to go save somebody who shouldn't have been out there doing what they're doing in the first place because you didn't really know what you're doing. You didn't know the weather. You didn't know the fire threat. You didn't know what the fire was doing. You didn't see the signs to get out before you could. Now we got to send a helicopter over there and send a plane or something like that. And that requires resources. And suddenly we got a bunch of firefighters on the ground who don't have that tactical air support. And you've put them in danger. You've risked the fire getting out of control because you went, or you end up, there is no aviation available for you because of whatever reason in time enough, and you die before they get to you. That happens. They want to rescue you. So yeah, search and rescue. Let's not do that stuff. Let's not require that. Let's go back to our lightning map and see what's happened in the last 10 minutes. So right as expected, pushing over into Alberta now. All these little cells. So some of these could, this is quite the guy approaching golden here. It's been flashing almost. This was Jennifer Stewart outside Revelstoke 4 hours ago. It's a lot of lightning strikes, and that was early in the morning. That was 8 a.m. That's before I expected. I woke up and looked at weather watches because I'm the administrator, and I didn't expect to see already that many lightning strikes. So then I did what I started to do what I do. Lots of commentary on this. As you can see, lots of lightning strikes. And these are all in the last 37 minutes or so. So yeah, approaching golden. It's probably on golden now. So everywhere up in the Trans-Canada Pass there. Don Bentley. Lots of lightning strikes this morning. Heavy downpour. Just got a couple of videos here. At least at 8 a.m.
It is.
Good to see the rain. That makes me happy, at least. That's a strong lightning bolt there. Nice video. "10 hours ago, this was posted. So that was in the middle of the night. I was sleeping. Is Kamloops, north of Kamloops, getting any rain at the moment? According to Weather Network and Lightning Tracker, it's getting lit up, but virtually no precipitation." That was a lot of, so that's 4 hours ago. Again, that's 8 a.m. in the Shuswap, Sorrento, Bonne Bay, A lot of lightning, but at least they did get pouring rain there. Kamloops Fire Center's responding. It really doesn't say much. They're responding to a number of calls. This is 3 hours ago. So initial attack crews are busy. At 10 a.m. this morning, Dagmar's got they're sort of the biggest, most active fire right now, but a bunch of new starts already reported in the Kamloops Fire Center. Here's this crazy convective cloud everyone was just gawing at last night. Outside Kamloops. So you see the convection's there. You know, it wants to explode, but it just doesn't have any moisture. It doesn't have enough fuel to make it. Well, it seems like today it certainly does. It's found that fuel. Thing our new lightning update. No, not for a couple more minutes. So I think I've pretty much said all I gotta say for now. Until we get more news. So again, some lightning projections. We see quite a bit of rain up through north. What they called they had a weird name for it. Weird corners. Where was I? Right. Share screen. So you have that rain up in Yukon, Northwest Territories, Northern BC, Northern Alberta, Fort Nelson high level. And then we have our lightning threat at 2 p.m. It goes sort of from north of Quesnel Lake. You know, we're just on the boundary of that here in Wells, so it'll be interesting to see what happens out my window. I have noticed for the first time, I mean, just the smallest puffs, but cumulus clouds starting to have that convective activity. That's how it starts. There's our concern. It's being a little bit slow here. And then north of Red Deer this afternoon, 4 p.m., potential for very damaging, very aggressive storm. We'll see how that plays out into the evening. So I think without any other, unless anyone's got any questions. Hey, Jess. Nothing here except the heat wave, she says. Getting smoke now, but no fires around the area noted. Have a great weekend and stay safe out there. You too. And same to everybody else. Once again, I'm Joey Only, Caribou Weather Dude. Thanks for coming by. On behalf of Valley TV News, on behalf of Interior Weather and Wilderness Watchers, please subscribe to my share, help me grow the channel so I can keep getting better equipped to give you British Columbia weather and wilderness news, and occasionally a laugh or two as well. All right, we'll see you later. Thanks.